Okay, and let me go on YouTube. I got 30 seconds. What's up, everybody? Let me share this in my group. Let me share this in my group. Trying to see something. Hold on. I'm working on something. Trying to get some stuff situated. Situated. Because I can never get this live thing together. Um, so I have to post it in my Sleeping Black Collective. I'll just put it really high. How y'all doing out there? Let me know. Make sure y'all can see me well. Sisterhood discussion. I found that this good together, y'all. Um, should I go live on TikTok? I don't know. Um, let's do a link. Paste. Okay. Now I got that situated. Right. And my comments are one. And I have everything together. Let me continue to share. Let me share on my Facebook and let everybody know that we are live. Discussion. I'm going to I can't feel you. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to post the link, but yeah, like it don't want me to post the link. Like I can't copy it. Oh, need to copy it again. There we go. Okay, so I shared it there. So I shared it in, here we go. So crazy how you can go. Michael, we go TikTok. Okay, I'll go live real quick in Sisterhood. I'm gonna go live real quick, not too long, because guess what? Guess what? I don't my phone gonna need charging, so I won't be I'll be here long. Okay. Okay. So I won't be here long because my phone is to be charged, but let's get on back. Okay. So what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? This is another sisterhood discussion. And this time I'm solo dolo again, speaking by myself. But if you are a Black woman from between the ages of what, 21, I said 21, because certain conversations, I don't know if I would feel comfortable talking about with a young lady under 21, but it's for Black women 21 and over. Um, you can join my Patreon, which is at Soft and Black, so you can join and be a part of the conversation that we are having in the sisterhood discussion. So every week, I'm doing a sisterhood discussion for the Black women who are members of my collective, Soft and Black Collective. They have the opportunity to join me in the discussion, in the panel discussion. For anyone outside of the collective, meaning if you're not a member, then you can definitely join in the conversation with your commentary as you watch the live on YouTube, or you could come in Soft and Black and watch it on there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to publish this. So for those who don't know, in Soft and Black, the discussion, sisterhood discussion I do every week because we have this a monthly theme. Our monthly theme for this month has been Capricorn season, which is loyalty to her, well, her loyalty to self. So this month, we've been delving in everything about how to be loyal to yourself, how to build a lifestyle of self-loyalty, putting yourself first. And this month is about how to make discipline be disciplined as a devotion rather than looking at discipline as a punishment. All of these things, these different focuses we have every week, is just about connecting to yourself, feeling safe being yourself, so that you can sit in a position to prepare yourself, prepare your heart, your spirit, get in alignment for love, to attract love, to be ready for love, because most of us as women, as Black women, we love love. Peace and blessings, everybody on the TikTok. I'm on live on YouTube right now. So I'm on live on YouTube right now. If you want to join over there, you can, to comment on what I'm talking about, because I really don't know if y'all can hear me. But yeah. So this week on Sisterhood Discussion, it's about discipline in love. Okay. So I wanted to talk about discipline and love because, like I say, this week we've been focusing on how to be disciplined in devotion, meaning how can we be disciplined in making sure that we put ourselves first. We prioritize ourselves for what we need and doing the things that we need. But then I wanted to kind of shift the energy to talk about how to be disciplined in love, not just for yourself, but in love for yourself, and love, discipline and love when it comes to receiving love, attracting love, and knowing how to just give and show love and express love. How can we as Black women be disciplined in that? So I wanted to have a conversation about that. And I also wanted to delve in some topics too in regards to being disciplined in love, of video that I saw earlier today that I wanted to share about the young lady who was talking about her friend ending their friendship because she chose her man over her friend. So basically what she said is, oh, she ended the friendship because she got mad at me over her man, and she ended the friendship when I was just telling her something out of love. And what that has to do with discipline and love too is that to love yourself and to put yourself first as a Black woman is also to know when other people have your best interest in your relationship. Okay. And sometimes the people who we call friends don't have our best intentions when it comes to our relationship, right? So if you are disciplined in the devotion with yourself, knowing what's best for you, then that means that when you do have friends or people who claim to be your friends talk to you about your relationship, you have a discernment because you are safe with yourself and confident in knowing when somebody is for you or isn't for you. You have enough confidence to be able to say, okay, I hear what she's saying, but that doesn't sound like she's for me. It doesn't sound like she's speaking from a place of love for me. And more so sounds like maybe she's projecting, maybe she is trying to trauma bond, maybe she has a bit of envy, some other stuff going on. And unfortunately, you do have to make those tough decisions to say, well, if you can't be supportive of my relationship, then yeah, I have to choose what's best for me and my relationship versus what you bring to the table. So, like, one thing that I feel, and I said, thank you, much love, fiction. So, one thing I say is I speak on myself. So I'm a very opinionated person, a very opinionated woman. And through years of seeing things, experiencing things with friendships, I have been the woman who's been very vocal about what I feel, what you shouldn't be doing, what you shouldn't be taking, and how you should be setting boundaries and what you should and you should let them go. I was very vocal and spoke that way in regards to my friends in their relationship, particularly at the time, my best friend. But I can also say I was like 17, 18, 19, 20. I was a young girl. But I will say when I spoke on those things to my best friend at the time, it was definitely from a place of love. I might have not known how to express that and share that with her, but it did come from a place that I just didn't like the things that I saw in the way that she was being treated. And I believe that she deserved better than that. So I would say things to her when, it would be incidents like, well, can you come out with us? Let's go out. Let's chill. Let's whatever. And she would say, no, I'm gonna, it would be situations where we already had planned to go out together. Like we could have planned to go out together and then she'll turn around and I kind of know y'all know, okay, y'all tell me if this is familiar with y'all. Peace and blessings. Thank y'all everybody who's coming in, dropping in. Thank you so much. But let me ask y'all ladies a question. Have y'all ever experienced like you and your friend, y'all like, okay, we about to go out Saturday. Let's say y'all already talking about this on Monday or Tuesday. We going out Saturday. Oh yes, we going here. Yeah, this is what we gonna wear. Y'all just planning, y'all talking every day, like, oh yeah, I gotta get my nails done, my hair done, all of the good stuff. And have y'all ever had the friend that it's like you hype in the beginning, like they all hype, y'all talking, and then you realize the closer it gets to Saturday, it's like you don't hear from them as much. You gotta call them like, girl, we still on? Yeah, we still on. And it's kind of slow dragging with their response. Yeah, we still on. Yeah, yeah, I'm still. Oh, child. Next thing you know, it's like I'm so tired. This was a rough work week, child, but I'ma still go. Like it's like they're dragging their foot, and like they're preparing themselves to basically tell you when the time comes they're not going anymore. So she would do stuff like that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And for me, hey, if you decide you don't want to go no more, you want to go somewhere with your man, I'd just rather you just say it. Like, hey, girl, I know I said I was going with y'all, but my man, my man, my man, my man, my man, I want to go with my man. Just tell me that. Just let me know you want to go with your man. And if you want to go with your man, just let me know. So a sister be like, okay, cool. So I can either prepare myself to either find somebody else to go with, or like, okay, well, let me find something that I can do by myself, like just prepare myself to be by myself. So I'm cool with that. But unfortunately, everybody doesn't do that. And I understand you don't want to seem like you bailing out on your friends, but essentially at the end of the day, you bailing out on your friends. So does it really matter? No. But anyways, back to the point. So it would come to that time point and she would not go and I'm going here with him and we're going together like, okay, girl. So you basically ditch me and ghost me for your man. But it's all good. Only for me to go to the club and who do I see? See her man in the club. Yes. Like I'm two-stepping. I got my drink and my two-step, my drink and my two-step, got my drink and my two-step, my drink and my two-step. I'm drinking and two-stepping. And who do I see? Long and behold, a nigga. Oh. And when he sees me, we lock eyes. He already know what it is. That's why he shimmy yay, shimmy ya over there with a cup. Like, how you doing, sis? I'm good, nigga. I was supposed to be out here with your girl, but she out on waiting on you. Yeah, she at home waiting on you. Yeah, but those are things that would happen frequently with her. So yeah, I would be looking at her like, girl, this man be standing you up and going out. Like, what's going on? But being young, I realized that when you go hard at people, especially when they feel like they're in love and this is everything, when you're going hard trying to prove that he ain't it, that's when they're going to try to double down to prove you wrong. It ain't even so much as the fact that they don't know that this man is not for them. It's not that they don't know it. It's just more so of the fact that they don't want you to be right. And even in that conversation, we as women have to look at stuff like that too in a friendship. If I'm being a friend to you and I'm being honest and truthful to you, telling you the truth, that's the level of discipline and love. And I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody doesn't have the heart to put themselves out there to tell their friends what they need to tell their friends or tell their family what they need to tell their family because they don't want a response that they feel is going to somehow make them look away or make the person be mad at them or whatever the case may be. So you have a level of discipline as well when you commit to the fact that I don't care how much you might not like me, how much you don't want to hear this, how upset you might be. I'm going to tell you the truth because I owe you that. Because if I say I love you and I say you my friend, it is my due diligence to be honest with you. It is not right for me as your friend to sit here and watch you make a fool of yourself and I say nothing. Now, I ain't saying you got to beat her over the head with a hammer. Boop, 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 boop. No. But you do have a responsibility to tell your friend the truth and not be behind her back talking about her to everybody else. Like, girl, she's so stupid. She's so dumb. I told her, but I ain't going to say nothing. Let her look stupid. Let her look dumb. Like, that's not a friend. But also, if you tell your friends the truth, if you found the discipline and love, the discipline in loving yourself and staying true to who you are authentically by being truthful and honest, and the discipline and love to your friend to say, I'm your friend, so I am going to always be real and true to you, and they can't receive it. It's like it could be anybody else telling them but you. It's like if you tell them something, they got to try to prove you wrong. That ain't a friend either. Okay, just as much as it's your responsibility as a friend to be honest and transparent and be truthful to your friend, it is also your responsibility and their responsibility to be receptive when your friend is telling you something. And I understand matters of the heart. You don't want somebody to be truthful about something, so you try to fight hard for it to be something else. But if you know this person is your friend, like if for instance, with my husband, I know my husband is never going to tell me something that is going to be detrimental to me. I know my husband is never going to tell me something that's not going to be in my best interest. He's not going to tell me something because he's jealous or envious or, well, let me lie to her and say this because I really don't want her to go out. Or let me lie and tell her this, or let me throw shade here, or let me give her some pinch of doubt in something so she doesn't feel confident in what it is that she's doing. So I know my husband does not have ill intent for me. It's the same thing with a friend. If you know your friend does not have ill intent, and you know that for the most part they're on the up and up and they tell you the truth, then if they've never given you any reason of doubt, then for you to then want to doubt them because it's something you don't want to hear, it is questionable on the type of friend you are. It's questionable. So, I mean, it's questionable, and it puts you in the position to say, well, now I got to look at you to see how much you really, truly honor our friendship and honor me as being your friend. I have to question that now, because if I'm telling you something and you trying your best to prove me wrong, is it the fact that I'm telling you? Is it, because sometimes it might be something hard to hear, but if you know this person is true to you, you might be like, I hear you. You come tell me my man ain't nothing. I might be like, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Kind of like when I found out when my friends told me about my oldest child, about his father being married. I mean, I ain't like hearing it. So when they telling me this, I'm like, all right, but I'm not sitting here like, well, it doesn't matter. He told me he wasn't, so I don't care. And I wasn't fighting them on that, like, because I wouldn't think they would be the type of people who would just be making something up and telling me something just because they feel away. So I know what they was telling me was real. I was just like, well, shit. I mean, we here, you know? So you might not like it. Nobody is expecting you to like what your friends say, but to just try so hard to prove them wrong, I don't know. It feels like that may be rooted in some, maybe not so much of a friendship. But I'm a move on because I want to show y'all this. I'm gonna add this video up, and I'm gonna let y'all see this video with this young lady. So I give the backstory before I play it. The young lady, some of y'all might have seen it already on TikTok, circulating on social media, where she is basically running to social media to tell everybody that her friend for some time decided to end their friendship and stop talking to her because she didn't like what she said about her man. Now, there's a couple of things in this clip that has me very questionable. One, she referenced her friends. She said her man. That kind of raised a flag because of what allegedly the friend responded. So I have the friend's response, but I'm not sure if that's for sure the friend, because I didn't go digging and prying to see, but she responded as if she was the friend. So based on what the friend said, it kind of made me kind of sit there too when she referenced the girl's her man too. That was one. The second is the fact that she brought the situation to social media. Now, granted, you may be hurt, you may feel away because your friend just ended your friendship, but why would you come to social media to discuss your friend's personal business between her and her man on social media because she stopped being friends? Like, you don't got no other friends to have this discussion with. You don't have a mama, a sister, a cousin, anybody you could have had this conversation with, it kind of makes me feel like you ran to social media for public opinions, for somehow people to agree with you based off of your stance. You want to feel right, you want to feel heard. And based off of what I read in the comments, it seemed like it backfired a little bit on her. Okay. And the third thing was the way she was, the third thing was just her involvement, like her involvement. Like, granted, when I was young and I questioned and I said certain things, I made certain statements about my friends during that time and the guys they dated. I never kept pounding and pressing and pressing and pressing the issue. Like, the only time I say something, if something came up that I saw, like, girl, this man is literally in the club and he said he was taking you out and you at home and you could have been here with us. Like, girl, this man really got this girl coming in your face, having an issue with you because he's dealing with her. Like, girl, like, that's when I would bring stuff up. But through growth and understanding, when it comes to my friends and their relationships, I try to be supportive, not fake, but supportive. So one thing I started asking as I got older with my friends in their relationship, do you want to be with him? Like, do you love him, or do you want to stay? Do you want to work it out? Okay, if you want to stay, you want to work it out, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. Because what I'm not finna do is sit here and dog walk your man with you and talk shit about your man with you and then turn around and I gotta sit in this man's face like we cool. Like we kumbaya. I'm not finna do that. I'm not doing it. So, I don't ever want to be put in those positions where I gotta sit here and you done said all this stuff. I done got emotionally invested, not liking your man, all for you to stay with your man. But now I'm gonna play the video. I'm sorry y'all won't be able to see it on TikTok. Um, I don't know, maybe I might be able to hear it. I'm not sure. Um, I'm trying to share. Let's see. Oh, well, I'm doing the wrong thing, am I? Okay. Let me add.
4 years just ended our friendship over a
Okay.
man. I'm gonna tell you the
Oh, wait,
story.
hold on. Let me start it. Let me start it over. Let me turn it up. And I'm going to play.
My
Here we
friends of
go.
4 years just ended our friendship over a man. I'm gonna tell you the story. So the way it works out is her birthday, their anniversary, Christmas, my birthday, New Year's. So right around this time of the year, we're chatting a whole bunch. Girl, what you doing? Girl, what you doing? Da, 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 da. Y'all, so this year, no different. Hit her up. Let me set this up because I need my hands so I'll tell you the story. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like, and she was like, don't start, don't start. And now I'm gonna start. And we all
Okay, so I'm going to stop it here because that was telling in itself, right? Because she says, the first thing I did was ask my friend, it was their anniversary. And I said, okay, so where did you go with your anniversary? And that came off like she was looking for something. Like she was looking to hear something so she could go all the way in. Because for her friend to say, don't start, it's like, okay, this is something that you talk about very frequently that you go in with. I mean, if your friend going to, like she says, we went, that was her anniversary. Okay, they went to dinner. He brought her some flowers. He brought her some jewelry. If she's happy with that, Why is it a problem? It'd be one thing if her friend was like, girl, I'm so tired of him taking me out to dinner, buying me jewelry and buying me flowers. I'm just so sick of it. If that was her stance, then I could see it, but that wasn't her stance. She didn't complain. She just told you what it was. And sometimes, if you really truly love your friend, you know how to be happy and supportive for them. If she's not complaining and if that's what she enjoys, then that's what she enjoys. You're not her. She's not you. You can't project what you would expect onto her. But I digress. Let's continue.
We need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort shit from the men that they're with. Now let me preface this by saying he's a man of means, okay? I sold this man his third property when I was in real estate.
See, this the second problem I had. She's like, he's a man of means. I sold him this property. First, so basically you're judging if you had I feel like if she didn't know the means of her friend's man, if she had no clue, it would not be a discussion on whether or not him taking her out to dinner, buying her flowers and jewelry was satisfactory. She wouldn't have no way of gauging it. She wouldn't care. She would be just like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's great. Now, if she would have been like, oh, well, that's all he do, sis, you a hater. Sis, you are a hater. You are a full-blown hater. Because if your friend is happy, why can't you be happy? As the saying goes, what you eat don't make me shit. What you enjoy is not going to bring me despair or bring me down. That's you like it. I love it. I have nothing like I don't have no problem with it. If that's what you want to do, if you like that, hey, you ain't complaining to me about it. Kudos to you. Why would that make me mad if you enjoy doing the same thing for the anniversary? That's you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. You want your man around here having sex with every woman cheating on you? If you ain't complaining to me and you like it, who am I to be like, girl, hey. Now if you ask my opinion, my advice, I'm gonna give it to you. But if you don't, that's up to you. That's your business. I'm gonna continue.
I've seen this place. This man makes well into the mid to high six figures. Okay, and you are the type of person that likes to travel because we bonded over that. We've traveled and taken trips together before. It's just so minimal to me what he does for her every time. A birthday, flower, dinners, a gift. Anniversary, flowers, dinners, gift. Like it's the same shit.
So
Okay, so now this part right here is when the friend comes in. So it says this is the girl's friend response. Um, so the caption on the video, first thing it says, she doesn't have a man, but it's telling me how my husband should treat me. Now that's when I told y'all that was one of the red flags with the friendship for me. Because how is it that you're referring to your husband, to your friend's man, to your friend's husband as her man? Her man, baby, that's her husband. Put some respect. Put some respect on his name. Just saying, it's a difference. It's a difference. It's a difference. Peace and blessings, Jamila. Hey, what's up? It's a difference. Put some respect on that man. You right here, her man, that is her husband. That's her. Like cause she goes on, it cuts off, but the friend goes on to further discuss and say, oh, because he really don't like her. He's just with her. He doesn't, he might love her, but he don't want to he ain't really, he do the same stuff. She goes above and beyond her. So initially, me listening to her talk about her friend's man, I'm thinking like it's a boyfriend or something, I'm thinking it's her boyfriend, like, oh, okay. This is her whole husband. And you referring to this woman's husband like it's her boyfriend, like her man. That's her husband. It's a difference. They went and signed a license. They went to the justice of the peace up before somebody's pastor and somebody's chapel or church and made vows. Okay? Meaning, if she leave this man, she ain't just walking away with nothing. The means you claiming this man had, he got so much means. That means she would not be walking away empty-handed. That's her husband. They got a child together or children. I don't know. She referred to say she has kids. So they apparently have a child or children together. Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. I'm on Patreon and on YouTube. Yes, sis. Go over there. Yes, yes. Definitely, if y'all want to comment and respond and hear what I'm talking about, go over to my Patreon at Soft and Black, or you can go to YouTube as well. But yes, so here's the thing. It is a difference. And then now that if this is the friend and she's saying this is her husband, it's kind of like you're doing all of that for what, baby? If I left my husband today or tomorrow, all of the stuff that you claiming he got, baby, I would have. Maybe not all, but some of it. I'm not walking away empty-handed. So while you sitting here making it seem as if I'm just uh uh down and trodden, I'm not. I'm secured. But let's continue to play it. Here
Since
we
y'all
go.
keep sending me the video, and since I'm blocked, let's just talk about it.
Oh, she blocked you.
First and foremost, the fact that you started your video talking about my friend of 4 years cut me off over a man and didn't actually explain what the dynamic of the relationship was, I'm going to do that for you. You didn't get cut off over a man. You got cut off over my man, my husband, the person that's the most important to me. You live a life where you live in la la land. You, A, don't have a man. B, don't have somebody, have never had anybody that does for you what my husband does for me. You are a pocket watcher. You clock everything that is done in a manner in which you wouldn't accept it, but nobody's even doing for you what my man does for me. You're upset, wholeheartedly upset, more upset than me that I got jewelry, dinner, and flowers, the thing that I requested, the thing that I enjoy, because baby, I'm a mother and a wife and I work full time. I be tired. I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff all the time. And it's not out of the norm, having been married all of these years, for my husband, for our anniversary, to take me to dinner, get me flowers, and get me a gift. That's enough. It's not low effort. It's not bare minimum.
Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, now it does seem quite harsh because she's like, you don't even have a man. You've never had a man. Well, she can't say never because they only been friends for seem like 4 years, and it's a lot of questions I have for this situation because one, she says the friend says that she knows that her friend man, which we now know is her husband, has the means because she sold him his third property. So it makes me wonder, like, were you able to sell that house or that property to him based off of your friendship and connection with said friend? And if that is the case, if she suggested you to sell a property to her and her husband. Why do you now you are then clocking and pocket watching your friend's husband? That's weird. That's weird, especially if she put you in the position. Because what it sounds like is if y'all been friends for 4 years, it sounds like, and she's saying all the years that they've been married, it comes off like maybe she was already married to this man prior to becoming friends with you. But maybe not. Maybe she wasn't. Um maybe y'all became friends and within the 4 years she met this man and they got married and had kids. You know, maybe she introduced you to him. I don't know. But it doesn't seem very it doesn't seem very it doesn't ring sisterhood, because if she's not complaining to you and she's not saying that she feels like her husband is lackluster and doing the bare minimum, then it's like, who are you to then go in and decide that he's doing the bare minimum? You know, I don't know the status of their situation, but if he's taking care of her, if she don't got to pay no bills, if he's like 100% financially holding them down, you know, and even if she has a job, doesn't mean that he's not holding them down 100% financially. She could have her job, her money, and he could still be paying the bills and doing whatever it is that he does. And one thing I will say when it comes to men do not marry to divorce. A man is not going to marry you to plan on divorcing you. So for a man to marry you, most of the time, he's marrying you because he definitely like wants to be with you. He definitely sees a life for you. Now there are, of course, exceptions to the rules. I'm not saying that there isn't. There are exceptions to the rule, but most of the time, men marry you to stay with you and to be with you. They're not marrying you looking for a way out. So when she says, "Oh, he love you, but he don't like you," that's not true. Like uh, even buying her jewelry, and I feel like it's unfair because she left out so much in their relationship. She summed up her friendship's marriage or relationship off of an anniversary. Anniversary. She ain't talk about the dent. She ain't talk about what he do for birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's, but the anniversary. Hey, Miss Lady Luck. You said I've been married twice, and sometimes it's so they can take better advantage. It's so that they can take better advantage of you. I can't agree with that, Miss Lady Luck. Only reason why I say that is unless you're marrying a man who is financially on the outs, meaning that he's looking for a woman to take care of you, take care of him. That's one thing. He's looking for someone to take care of him. I can understand that. But we're talking about this particular guy of his standard. This man is of means. He has multiple properties. He has money. I highly doubt he would marry her to take advantage of her, because he would be able to take advantage of, like, why? I would have to ask you this question, Miss Lady Love. Why do you think that a man can better take advantage of you in a marriage versus not being married? Because a marriage is simply you just signing a license. A marriage is a license. You just go to the court, you sign a marriage, you turn it in. So what would it be? What is different from you living with this man without a marriage license and him taking advantage of you versus you living with this man and now y'all have a marriage license? What makes it so easy either way? How can you not get away with something so easily when you're married? Because if he's somebody who wants to cheat on you, what would stop him from cheating on you if y'all wasn't married versus if y'all were married? What would make it so easy for him to cheat on you after y'all got married rather than cheat on you before y'all got married? What's stopping him? You think the license is stopping him from doing it? You think a piece of paper that says that y'all are legally married is what's going to stop him, or what's going to make it easier for him to cheat on you? That's to me, that logic, you can't get away, not him. Why couldn't you get away? A marriage is literally a license. How does a marriage stop you from picking up and leaving a situation if you don't want to be in a situation? That's the question I would have to ask. What would stop if you're in a situation and it is harmful to you, whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and it is not a healthy environment for you? What stops you from leaving? A marriage license is not a ball and chain for you to physically leave. You can physically leave. A marriage license cannot stop you from physically getting up and leaving a relationship. And I can say I know this for a fact because my mother-in-law was separated, not legally divorced, but she was separated from my father-in-law for years. When she decided it was over, she packed her stuff up, she moved out, and they lived separately until years later she officially turned in the marriage life. I mean, she officially filed for divorce. My aunt, the same way. My aunt was separated from my uncle for years. A marriage doesn't stop you from physically leaving a situation if it doesn't mean you well. You said I went through a 2-year and then a 6-year divorce. The divorce might take long, depending on uh, what y'all are agreeing to or disagreeing of who can take what. But you physically leaving, a marriage can't stop you from physically leaving a situation. The only reason you're staying there is because a lot of times what makes you stay someplace is because you don't want to leave. Well, this is my house. Why do I gotta leave the house? Why can't I stay in the house? So you're not staying because you feel stuck, like you can't leave out of that situation. You're staying because you're more so fighting for the physical material things. You're not fighting for the marriage. You left that marriage a long time ago. You just physically sitting in that marriage due to what you feel like that is owed to you. They don't have any rights to you if you're separated. So I'm gonna say what Miss Lady Luckett said. She said, I physically left, but they still have rights to you as their other. No, they don't. If you are separated and if you file for legal separation, I'm not going to say other states, I don't know, but I know in the state of South Carolina, if you file for a legal separation, that does not give them rights over you. You file for legal separation, you can remove them off of certain documentations, off of certain things. You can set certain things up to where that they don't have any rights and things, but that's doing your due diligence and doing the work. Now, I can see where you feel like it's you can't just get up and go like you want to. You can just get up and go. But yes, due to legal things, yes, marriage is a business. So you do have to do the paperwork and the filing like a business. But that does not stop you or handicap you from physically leaving a situation if you need to leave a situation. So when a man is marrying you, I don't believe a man marries you to say, I'm going to marry her so I can make it hard for her to have to get this house or get this car, or I'm going to marry her so that I can have rights to whatever she has going on medically, because it is ways around that. I'm not saying Well, we're not talking about a crazy man. So Miss Lady Luck said, I know what I'm talking about. You must have never divorced a crazy man. In this situation, we're not talking about a crazy man. We're not talking about a man who is physically abusive, emotionally abusive. We're not talking about a man who's restraining you from leaving. In this situation, we're not, and I said this before I discussed this, when I said most men marry, they don't marry you for the purpose of wanting to divorce you. They marry because they want to be in the marriage with this person. And I also said there's exception to the rules. We're not talking about the exceptions of men who are mentally, physically, emotionally abusive. In this situation, we're talking about a friend who's speaking on her friend's husband and him not loving her due to what he does for her anniversary. That's what we're talking about. She's basing her friend's husband's love and likeness to his wife off of what he does for her anniversary, as to say that is the bare minimum. That's what we're talking about. That's where we at. And I'm so sorry to hear the issues that you went on with your situation with your husband. That's a horrible situation to be in. I do send love and healing, and I hope that you can find, some resolve in that situation. Um, I hope you can find something in that situation. No, 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 you fine, Miss Lady. You fine. You are absolutely fine. But yeah, I hope you can find some resolve in that. I hope you can um find some way to get through that, because yeah, that is an unfortunate situation to be in, to have to deal with. So, well, that's good. I'm glad you happily divorced now. That's wonderful. That's great. So, like with this situation, this man is of means. This man has money. Based off of what the friend said, this man sits in a great position financially. So I don't see would be what would be his reason, or how would it benefit him to marry someone he don't really like, and to base somebody's marriage off of what they do for their anniversary. Because granted, she didn't say, oh, well, he never does anything for her. He didn't, like I said, he didn't speak on the birthdays. He didn't speak on holidays. He didn't speak on Valentine's Day. He didn't speak on any of these things. She only spoke and measured her friend's marriage off of once a year, the anniversary, because maybe in her mind, that's all I can think of, that she equates this anniversaries to be the end all be all of, I guess she's supposed to go above and beyond based on her logic. But I feel like, to me, I feel like for her friend, she was right to cut her off. She was right to um let that friendship end, because I don't believe her friend in no shape, way, or form was supportive in her marriage at all. For one, she didn't even say it was a marriage. She made it seem, and she came to the social media and presented it like it was just like her boyfriend, this man my friend is with. Like, never one time did she uh acknowledge that that was her friend's husband, which to me is disrespectful in itself. And then you come to social media about it and tell a bunch of strangers, and then you're only equating your friend's marriage based on anniversary, because that's what she kept saying: anniversary, anniversary, anniversary. I don't feel like that's cool. I feel like that's very, to me, it comes out very envious. It comes off like you're envious and you want to be in that position, and maybe you think that your friend isn't taking advantage fully how you would in that situation. So you have to make her feel as if he's not equipped or he's not up to par. I ain't finna lie, situations like this do happen, and women will trick you off the streets, and next thing you know, she talking to your man. Now she in a relationship with him and she going on trips. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it looks a little suspicious. It looks a little it doesn't it doesn't look too well. It doesn't look right. Like I realized in situations as I got older, when my friends came to me and discussed and talked about the issues they were having with their men, I knew how to gauge certain things. You know, it's certain situations where like I don't feel like it's not something you can't work through and you can't come back from. Now there are situations where I feel personally like, yeah, I really I'm not the one to talk to about this. I'm not gonna have the words for you because the only thing I can tell you to do is it's probably best if you just end this and move on from this relationship. That's as good as it's gonna get. But in situations like that, even if it was a situation where he was just taking her to dinner, buying her flowers, buying her jewelry, I don't think that's the end of the world to end a relationship for. I don't think that's the end of the world to say, oh well, he don't love me because he don't take me on trips. And that's what I like to tell us as Black women, like stop gauging your value based on things outside of you and material things, because that's essentially what that young lady in the clip was doing. Like you're basically trying to equate your friend's value to what a man does for her. That's not where your value and your worth comes from. Your value and your worth does not come from what a man does for you. Your value and your worth comes from you. It comes from you. And guess how you get that value and that worth? Guess how you, as a Black woman, obtain your value and your worth? Just existing. Just you being the beautiful Black woman that you are. That's it. You just exist. You came. You came into this world. You was conceived. You are here. That's what makes you valuable. Okay? Understand. I hate to get graphic, but understand there was a lot of little swimmers that came out of your father. It was a lot of little swimmers. They were swimming to your mama egg. Everybody ain't make it. Every swimmer didn't make it. Every swimmer didn't crack that egg open, but you did. That says a lot. Like think about your worth and your value like that. Like out of all the little swimmers that swim to my mama's egg, I'm the one who cracked the egg. I'm the one who planted inside of my mother and was conceived and came about and made it here on this earth. Because let's talk about, you know, births and mothers who give birth who babies don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Sending healing energy to them, but it's the truth. So when you think that it's not that easy, I remember I had that conversation when I was in college. Professor, it was like I think for health, my professor said it's like it is not that easy to have and conceive a child. It's not. It's a lot of odds, especially as Black women and how they treat us in the medical field and how they do us. It is a lot of odds that are against us as Black women when we have and conceive a child. So the fact that you are a Black woman and you are here, that's your value and your worth. I'm here, damn it. I'm here. I'm valuable and I'm enough just because I came in this motherfucker. What a man buys me or doesn't buy me does not enhance my value or decreases my value. I'm valuable today, right now, tomorrow, any other day after that because of who I am, me being me, my motherfucking self. So the fact that that friend tried to in so many words, she tried to diminish the value of her friend based off of what her husband does. You do not need friends like that my Black sisters, you do not need friends who is going to diminish your worth and diminish who you are based on what a man does and doesn't do for you. I was a late bloomer. I was a late bloomer. Like I lost my virginity young. Well, it might not be young for some people, but it was young for me. I was 19. And during my day, you know what I'm saying, spreading it open, laying it low, it was girls doing that shit like 13, 14, 12 in middle school. So for me, during the era I came in, I was a late bloomer. And I didn't lose my virginity until I graduated high school. And I didn't have too many boyfriends. Like my first real boyfriend in school was like in 10th grade. And then I didn't have a boyfriend again after that until I was a senior in high school. He wasn't in high school. That's a story for another day. Listen, I was I was slow, but I was fast. I was slow and fast. I was fast and slow. Took me a long time to get there, but by the time I got there and I started dating and dealing with me, I was dealing with guys like I was in 12th grade dealing with guys who was like 23. I was 18 with 23-year-olds and 22. Baby, I jump off the porch ready like I'm a grown woman. Making decisions and choices, utilizing what's inside of me. Okay, if y'all know Jill Scott, then y'all know where that came from. But anyways, yeah. So I was a late bloomer. I didn't have many boyfriends. I didn't have many situations like that. And I can tell you, one of the first people who I started to I started to measure my value and worth off of men what came from my mom. Cause she would constantly say, you don't got no boyfriend. You ain't got nobody. I had about 2, 3 boyfriends by the time, I was your age. I was going on this many dates. By the time I was your age, I had this, I had that. Oh, you like my sister, you like your aunt. Y'all. And in that moment, she, whether she realized it or not, conditioned me and instilled in me that my worth and my value comes from a man. The quality of woman I am has to be measured by how many men are attracted to me, how many men desire me, how many men want to date me, how many men want to buy stuff and give me things. Now, I am grateful that to the core of me, I feel like I was divine in my own right. I was divine from the beginning I was born because even though my mother said those things to me, it never made me run out to try to please her in that area. I never ran out and tried to find me a boyfriend and tried to find this just so I could feel like I was adequate based off of her measurement of what being a quality woman or girl was. I'm so grateful for that. And that's why I say it's divinely, meaning it was in me from the core of me. Like nobody taught me that because she's my mother. She's my first teacher. She didn't teach me that. But I knew in the pits of my soul that I was not just going to be with anybody. I wasn't going to be laying down, opening my legs just for everybody. And I wasn't going to deal with somebody just to deal with them and they treat me like dog doo-doo crap. So I appreciate that. But if you have people in your life, your mother, your friends who want to diminish your value and your worth down to what a man does for you, get rid of them. No. It's easy. That's the easy low hanging fruit. Cut them off. But I like something that Ayanna said when I was watching her interview. You don't have to cut them off. That's the aggressive thing to do, right? But you can be assertive in setting your boundaries and letting that friend, family member, mother, whoever know, like, listen, do not think that you're going to measure my worth and my value based off of what a man does and doesn't do for me. That's not going to be accepted over here. You go measure your worth on that. Don't measure mine on that. I know who I am. I know my worth, whether my husband, boyfriend, a boy around the corner I'm dating, regardless of what he does for me. I know who I am. Understand it. And you set those, you let that be known, because when you put those boundaries down and let it be known, like, nah, that's we're not gonna do that, then they're gonna know how to come at you, and then they're gonna know how to deal with you. So even with the friend who basically was saying, like, that's my husband, you don't have a man, and you trying to base that on me, like, I'm a little iffy at her response, because I do feel like her response was reactionary. And I can understand that, because you got this friendship for 4 years. This girl keep coming at you. You feel like she keeps attacking you, because yeah, if this is my partner, if this is my husband, if this is my man, and you keep coming at him, you essentially coming at me. Especially if I'm not coming to you and I'm not complaining about it. You coming at me. So I get her feeling the way she felt and reacting, but I feel like she shouldn't have reacted. She should have responded, and she should have sat down, processed the things that her friend was saying, and knew that she didn't like it. And then she should have had a conversation. So when she brought it up, instead of saying, no, don't start that, it should have been like, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm not sure what your intentions is, why you're constantly telling me about my husband and what he should be doing or shouldn't be doing, but I don't have a problem with it. I have not complained to you about it. I'm fine with what my husband does for me. The second thing is, what you're not going to continue to do if we're going to be friends. You're not going to continue to think it's okay to measure my worth or my value as a woman, as a Black woman, based on what a man does or doesn't do for me. You saying he don't want me, he don't like me, this, that, and the third. You're not going to do that. You're not going to put my value up based off of what you perceive a man does and doesn't do for me. That's not going to happen. So you can either be supportive in my marriage, meaning that if I'm fine with it, if I'm not complaining to you about it, then it shouldn't be a problem. If he's not harming me and putting me in harm's way, and you see it's detrimental, then you shouldn't be having this conversation with me. It's just firmly putting boundaries down so that people can respect and put things in perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of discipline you have to have with yourself. That's the type of devotion you have to have with yourself. Like, it should be, people like, oh, God don't play about me. My ancestors don't play about me. No, you shouldn't play about you. I'll never hear nobody say that. I don't play about me. And that's where I am right now. I don't play about me. I don't play about me. If I feel like you are stepping over my boundaries, I'm going to firmly uphold those boundaries. Listen, this is not okay. This is not what's going to be tolerated or accepted. You can either get with it or don't. And I respect you if you don't, you can't get with it, then it's time for us to part ways. That's you having a devotion of yourself, that you're not going to allow people just to come in and feel like they can just mishandle you however they choose to, based on their own insecurities and projections, because she definitely seems to be projecting. She definitely seems that she's projecting her feelings onto her friend. And maybe that's another conversation they could have had. Maybe that's something she should have asked her, instead of responding to her friend like, you don't even have a man, your man don't even do this for you. Maybe that was a conversation, a question she should have said to her friend, like, let me ask you a question. You have a whole lot to say to me about what my man should be and shouldn't be doing, even though I don't have a problem with it. Why are you so invested in my relationship versus me seeing you have this same type of investment in your relationship? Why aren't you focused on you and you being single and you not attracting that person for you who's going to do all the things for you that you feel like is not getting done for me? Maybe the problem is you focusing too much on me, and maybe you should be focusing more on you. I'm happy. I don't have a problem with what's going on. And I'm not even saying that she is happy. Who knows? She could be, she couldn't be. The whole point about it is if she's not coming to you complaining, hey. Okay, on that note, I'm finna shut it down. This was another sisterhood discussion. We talked about the discipline in love, and that was a great example with the friendship, having a discipline in putting yourself first, setting your boundaries, and not allowing other people to come in and try to dismantle what you have built as far as your foundation. So I thank y'all for hanging out with me for this hour. This was fun. I enjoyed it. And hopefully next time y'all will come back every Friday, 6 p.m. Every Friday, 6 p.m. You can catch me. I'm just on here for TikTok now, but I'm usually not on TikTok. But every Friday, not 6 p.m., excuse me, every Friday at 7 p.m., I will be doing a sisterhood discussion. This week, like I said, it was about discipline. Next week, let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Um, let's see. 1 second, y'all. Looking at what the next week's thing is going to be. I mean, the conversation is going to be for next week. So, dang, it's all the way up here. Okay. So next week. Okay, good. So next week our weekly focus will be structure that protects your softness. This is a continuation of our monthly theme for Capricorn season, loyal to my truth. And we're going to end it with structure that protects your softness. So if you are a Black woman 21 and over, definitely become a member on Patreon. When you become a member on Patreon, I have so much more exclusive content that I share on there. Behind the scenes, go live, just moon readings, all kind of stuff that we do over there. I have classes, free classes. I typically try to do a free class every month, but what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to open up the last class that I did, Becoming Safe, Soft, Authentic, and Black, and allow whoever who missed that class to come in. So I might promote that for the last week of January for y'all to do that. But every month we have a theme, and every week we have a soft focus. So yes, so next week we're going to have this soft focus on structure that protects your softness. And it's just going to be a week where we're honoring the truth that structure doesn't restrict us, but it protects us. So I know a lot of people like to say, I don't do structure, I can't do structure, but structure, it honestly protects you. Not kind of, it does protect you, because when things come unexpectedly, you have a lot more cushion for that jerk back than you would if you didn't have things structured out and prepared. Like I said, softness thrives when it has something supportive to land on. So that structure protects you from that hard fall. You have a little cushion if something challenges you and take you off your little, take you off your square a little bit. But so next week it will be the sisterhood discussion. We're going to be talking about boundaries and structure when it comes to love. And we'll have another video, things that we can explore and talk about. Make sure you join my Patreon at Soft and Black so that you can be on the panel discussion if you want to be on here having this discussion with me. Make sure you subscribe and follow on my YouTube, also on my TikTok. And yeah, is that all that I want to say? I think that's all that I want to say. Thank y'all. It has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed this so, and I will see y'all next time. Peace and blessings. I was seeing if I could add, I could have wrote on here, but I can't. So I didn't even record. Oh, it says record. You know what? Freaking suck. But anyways, yeah, I'm ending this stream. So